Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating topic that showcases just how value can arise from the most unexpected places, a story woven into the very fabric of the history of currency. Imagine this: a single 1-cent coin from 1995 could be worth a staggering $81 million due to a series of errors and mistakes in its minting process. You might be wondering how something as seemingly mundane as a penny could appreciate to such an astronomical value. Well, let's explore the intriguing world of coin collecting, the details behind the minting process, and the unique circumstances that culminated in this particular penny becoming a treasure trove for collectors around the globe. We'll unpack the historical context of 1995's minting operations, focusing on what went wrong and how those missteps have turned this ordinary 1-cent coin into an extraordinary artifact with a story to tell. The story begins with the establishment of the U.S. Mint, founded in 1792, which has always been responsible for producing America's coins. Over the decades, the minting process has evolved, becoming more intricate and highly regulated. However, this rigorous process is not immune to human error. In 1995, an unprecedented mistake occurred during the production of 1-cent coins, or pennies, which ultimately transformed their worth for numismatists, those collectors and enthusiasts deeply passionate about coins and currency. The primary error occurred with the 1995 Lincoln cent, minted in Philadelphia. The U.S. Mint had initially intended to continue striking the well-known design featuring President Abraham Lincoln, originally introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Alongside this iconic image, there were also the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," along with the year of minting and the mint mark. However, the errors in question didn't relate directly to the design itself but rather to the manufacturing process. A fault in the machinery that produced these coins led to disaster. A portion of the planchets, the metal discs used in minting, were improperly prepared, resulting in significant friction between them, which caused wear and tear long before they were even released into circulation. Besides, there was confusion in the specification of the copper content in the alloy used to make these coins. The mint had decided to transition to a different composition of materials, dictated by economic factors, which demanded less copper and more zinc. This change was crucial since fluctuating metal prices significantly impacted the cost of production. However, during this transition, there was an oversight that allowed some planchets to remain improperly mixed, leading to an inconsistent appearance and weight. This inconsistency raised concerns among collectors, but it was just the tip of the iceberg. As the planchets were produced and pressed into coins at the mint, some of them were struck at incorrect pressure. Coin minting machines are typically calibrated to exert a specific amount of pressure to ensure a uniform strike. However, when the mintage of the 1995 Lincoln cents was underway, several machines malfunctioned, producing coins with visible errors, such as doubling, where the design appears to have been struck twice or misaligned, giving rise to the phenomenon known as double die errors. This doubling often makes the coin appear as if it has been stamped more than once, generating a visual impression that's both unique and rare. Collectors highly value such errors since they deviate from the norm, providing them with a tangible piece of history, an artifact that speaks to the intricacies of the minting world. The flaws in these 1-cent coins did not go unnoticed. Coin dealers and collectors began to identify these anomalies, sparking interest that would lead to a dramatic increase in demand far beyond what anyone could reasonably anticipate. What transpired was a cascade effect that would result in these pennies, once considered regular currency, to become the centerpiece of auction blocks and private collections. The value estimates skyrocketed as collectors raced to acquire these coins, with some individuals even implementing strategies to seek out these rare variations from banks, hoping to stumble across one in their change. It became almost akin to a modern-day treasure hunt. But even beyond the immediate market frenzy, the story of the 1995 1-cent errors highlights a more profound aspect of collecting: the interplay between rarity, historical significance, and collector passion that imbues everyday objects with extraordinary value. Moreover, the question of authenticity and grading became crucial. In the world of numismatics, how a coin is assessed and given a grade can dictate its market value. Companies and collectors employ meticulous criteria to analyze these coins, and only the highest graded specimens can demand the highest prices. Coins in mint condition are often valued at an exponential rate, especially those that depict the unique errors from 1995. The rise of platforms dedicated to the auctioning of rare coins and the subsequent surge in online bidding has only amplified this trend, connecting passionate collectors worldwide and driving prices higher than they might have been otherwise able to reach in local markets. It complements the rise of a new generation of collectors who took to the internet, educating themselves through accessible online resources, forums, and videos, fostering a community that thrives on the thrill of discovery and auction excitement. Still, despite the intense interest and soaring prices, it's essential to consider the broader implications of such a substantial valuation of a coin initially valued just at 1 cent. It unveils a fascinating aspect of economics, how perception shapes value, distinguishing between intrinsic value and market value based on demand, rarity, and desirability. Simply put, the economy of rare coins functions akin to any other market, where value can fluctuate based on current trends or interests. Other coins from different years have also drawn attention for various reasons, but the 1995 1-cent coin stands as a remarkable case due to its unique blend of eras, historical context, and the sheer frenzy that arose among collectors. What might be seen as a minor oversight in a minting process ultimately showcased the dynamic nature of currency and how ordinary objects can transform into objects of desire far exceeding their initial intended purpose. Numismatics appeals not only to the collector's love for tangible history and the storytelling inherent in coins, but it also highlights human nature's inherent fascination with rarity and the thrill of the hunt, combined with educational aspects that teach us about economics, production, and the significance behind the designs we take for granted every day. In a world where technology increasingly digitizes our currency, these coins serve as a reminder of our rich material history, the evolution of our economic systems, and the unforeseen mistakes that can result in unintended rewards. And so, we encourage you to take a closer look at your change, as you never know what exotic circumstances might lie within those coins clinking together in your pocket or the jar tucked away at home. The 1995 P. Lincoln cent is merely one story among a vast tapestry of numismatic history, yet it provides a valuable lesson and a compelling narrative that continues to engage collectors and history enthusiasts alike. It illustrates that within the realms of currency and collectibles, there exists a constant ebb and flow, dictated by human interest, market dynamics, and the captivating tales behind each piece. So, next time you come across a penny, consider what adventures it may hold and whether it too could be waiting for its moment to shine beyond its apparent worth. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of the most remarkable stories in the world of coin collecting, and we hope you found inspiration in the surprises hidden within everyday objects, urging you to explore more and become familiar with the remarkable world of numismatics. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more engaging content from history, economics, collectibles, and beyond. Until next time, keep looking for those hidden treasures. You never know what might be waiting for you. Next 1988 1-cent USA coin. Today, we're diving into a captivating story that perfectly illustrates how ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value, especially in the unique world of coin collecting. Imagine, a single 1-cent coin from 1988 could potentially fetch an eye-popping price of $72 million due to a myriad of errors and mistakes made during its production. Yes, you heard that right. What may seem like just another penny in your pocket could actually be a rare treasure worth more than some houses. Now you might be asking yourself, how did this happen? How can a humble 1-cent coin be worth such an astonishing amount? To answer these questions, we'll explore the minting process, the historical context of the coin, the specific errors that contributed to its rarity, and the remarkable journey it took to ascend to such heights in the realm of numismatics, the study or collection of currency. The story begins in the world of coin production, where the U.S. Mint has been creating coins since its establishment in the late 18th century. By the time we reached 1988, the production of the penny had undergone various changes, both in the materials used and in the design elements incorporated into the coins themselves. Originally, pennies were made of copper, and their designs featured various American symbols and figures, with President Abraham Lincoln being the most notable representation since his likeness first appeared on the 1-cent piece in 1909. But as the years progressed and economic pressures mounted, the mint began to introduce newer compositions for its coins, especially the penny, primarily due to rising copper prices. By 1982, the composition of the penny changed to a core of zinc with a thin copper plating. This economic shift caused disruptions and changes in processes and materials used in minting as the mint endeavored to adapt to the evolving economic landscape. Such adjustments, while necessary, often led to errors, and indeed, 1988 would prove to be among the most error-prone years in minting history, if not the most infamous. During the production of the 1988 1-cent coin, the combination of manufacturing malfunctions and human error created unique coins that are now sought after by collectors, with certain examples breaking records at auctions. One of the most significant errors from 1988 was the so-called double die error. This type of error occurs when a coin is struck more than once in a misaligned manner, resulting in a visible doubling effect on the coin's design elements. For the 1988 penny, this meant that the inscriptions and images, including Lincoln's portrait and other accompanying text, were rendered with a distinct double appearance. Such an anomaly instantly draws the attention of collectors, as it creates a striking visual effect that sets the coin apart from its properly minted cousins. The rarity of these double-die pennies makes them valuable as they each tell a story of coincidence and chance, encapsulating a moment in the minting process that was never intended. It creates a unique intersection of history, art, and economics, and that's precisely what makes numismatics so compelling. In addition to the double-die errors, there was another notable mistake associated with the 1988 1-cent coins, dealing with the minting die used to strike the coins. A common issue within coin production, sometimes the dies can become damaged or worn out, leading to what's known as die deterioration. In 1988, certain dies that were used in making the pennies exhibited this kind of deterioration, resulting in coins that are improperly struck and carrying visible errors such as missing details, off-center strikes, or even blurring of the image. Missing details appear particularly captivating, as they provide tangible evidence of the flaws that lead to their uniqueness. Such coins often generate a premium in the market as collectors search for these visually alluring yet historically significant specimens. The 1988 pennies that emerged bearing these errors have captivated the attention of collectors and coin enthusiasts alike, but the true wild card in the story of the 1988 1-cent coin's valuation is the power of rarity. The old adage "less is more" holds especially true in the world of collectibles. The more rare a coin is, the more it becomes a target for collectors determined to complete their collections or own a unique piece of history. Not all 1988 1-cent coins are created equal. While exposed to the same processes during minting, only a select few exhibited the flaws that render them truly exceptional. As you delve deeper into the world of coin collecting, you'll find that rarity often derives from circumstances outside of a collector's control. In the case of the 1988 penny, the errors occurred as a result of factory irregularities, changes in die production, and the combined effects of human oversight during the minting process, conditions that cannot be replicated and make the resulting coins exceedingly difficult to find. When you introduce an element of competition among collectors, the value of such coins can skyrocket as bidders at auctions are willing to go to great lengths to get their hands on particularly rare specimens. Compounded by the information age, where the rise of the internet has given rise to a plethora of online marketplaces, forums, and auction platforms, the 1988 penny has not only grown in notoriety but has commanded ever-increasing prices in recent years. We have seen coin shows, conventions, and online auctions create buzz around this coin, often culminating in thrilling bidding wars as collectors vie for possession of the ultimate prize. The excitement and anticipation surrounding these auctions create an electric atmosphere that further stimulates the market. Moreover, it opens doors for newcomers to the world of numismatics, expanding the scope of potential bidders and buyers significantly. The narrative surrounding these coins, where they've come from, their path to discovery, and the passionate individuals who hold a deep admiration for their rarity and history help foster a sense of community among collectors. Additionally, this newfound accessibility allows a new generation of enthusiasts to learn about coins, their histories, and watering their interests in collecting as they embark on their own quests to unearth similar treasures. Community forums and social media platforms have given rise to numerous channels dedicated to sharing knowledge about coins, minting errors, and collecting strategies, creating a supportive atmosphere among collectors of all levels. The more knowledge is shared, the greater the chances of uncovering that elusive 1988 1-cent coin, reinforcing a cycle of interest and engagement. The community aspect adds depth to the hunt for error coins, fostering relationships and camaraderie as individuals share their findings and discuss their experiences. It's about more than just accumulating wealth, it's about the stories underlying each coin, the pursuit of knowledge, and the thrill of exploration. For many collectors, the hobby transcends monetary value, evolving into a passion steeped in history, art, and the human experience, one that encourages continuous learning and exploration. Furthermore, as we contemplate the valuation of the 1988 1-cent coin and its staggering potential worth of $72 million due to its errors, we must also reflect on wider economic trends that shape the currency market overall. In periods of economic uncertainty or instability, collectors may turn to tangible assets, including rare coins, as a means to safeguard their investments. Such market dynamics can drive interest in numismatic items and escalate their value above and beyond original expectations. As people increasingly seek out alternative investments, collectibles like coins can become appealing options. The delicate dance of supply and demand governs pricing in this world. Therefore, shifting trends in both the broader economy and the personal interests of collectors can propel a coin's worth to new heights. Amid the curiosity surrounding this extraordinary value, some may wonder what the future of such era coins may be. With evolving minting technologies and the increasing need for accuracy in manufacturing, will we see a decline in the types of errors that elevate certain coins to legendary status? It's a valid inquiry, considering how automation and improved quality control processes often mitigate the possibility of such errors occurring in modern minting operations. At the same time, each era of coin production holds potential for unexpected surprises as long as there are human hands involved in the process. After all, every coin encompasses a part of the story that corresponds to a specific time and place in history, and as long as people are engaged in minting and collecting, the possibility for error and rarity will persist. Speaking of stories, those who possess one of these rare 1988 1-cent coins often find themselves grappling with conflicting emotions about parting with their prized possession just for monetary gain. Each coin carries its individual story, one steeped in the quirks of the minting process, wrapped in the shared experiences of collectors and the community surrounding them, so letting go, though potentially lucrative, can be a difficult decision for passionate collectors. Many choose to hold on to their rare coins, viewing them as part of a cherished collection instead of mere commodities, embodying a blend of artistry, history, and individuality. The intrinsic value of such items far outweighs their price tags, representing moments in time where circumstances converged and resulted in something unique. In conclusion, the 1988 1-cent coin stands as a testament to the surprises that can arise from human error, showcasing the remarkable interplay of manufacturing mishaps. Last 2006 1-cent USA coin. Today, we're venturing into an extraordinary tale that showcases how something as unassuming as a 1-cent coin can reach breathtaking heights of value due to a series of errors that occurred during its production. Believe it or not, a single 1-cent coin from 2006 could be worth a staggering $43 million owing to mistakes that made it a rare collector's item. Yes, you heard that correctly. A penny that historically has been part of your everyday transactions turned into a sought-after treasure among numismatists, the people dedicated to the collection and study of coins, tokens, and other forms of currency. You might wonder how a regular 1-cent coin, which is typically viewed as being relatively worthless, could possibly command such an astonishing price. To answer that question, we need to take a closer look at the intricate and often unpredictable world of coin production, the historical context of that particular year, the specific mistakes made during minting, and the fascinating chain of events that led to the coin's meteoric rise in value. The story begins in the early 21st century, a time of relative stability for the U.S. Mint, tasked with producing the nation's currency, including the beloved penny, which has been part of American culture since its inception. Designed to symbolize the strength and prosperity of the nation, the penny was adorned with the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and a variety of designs on the reverse. By 2006, the penny had undergone numerous changes, from its original copper composition to a primarily zinc body coated with copper, reflecting the evolving economic landscape and rising material costs that influenced coin minting practices. This transition was necessary to keep production costs down while still ensuring the coin remains functional in everyday commerce. However, this shift did not come without its complications, as pressure from fluctuating metal prices often leads to challenges within the mint. The 2006 1-cent coin was produced during a time when the mint faced technical difficulties, which would ultimately culminate in the issuance of coins that strayed far from the intended design and quality standards. A number of production errors occurred in 2006, but one of the most significant was the issue of die errors, specifically concerning the dies used for striking the coins. The US Mint employs elaborate machinery and presses to strike the design into the planchets, the round metal discs that serve as the raw materials for coins. However, during this production, certain dies became worn or damaged. Such wear could lead to a number of visual irregularities in the coins produced, and among the most sought-after varieties from this year are those featuring double die errors. In coin collecting jargon, a double die refers to an error where the die itself was improperly created, causing the design to appear as if it has doubled, with visible blur or outlines of the letters, numbers, and symbols strikingly set out. To the untrained eye, these mistakes might look like mere imperfections, but to a collector, they represent the allure of rarity and uniqueness. Collectors are often captivated by such an error, as coins bearing these distinct visual anomalies immediately stand out from those of standard quality. With some coins exhibiting significant doubling, the 2006 1-cent pieces have been known to sell at auction for incredibly inflated prices, given their scarcity in this desirable state. Furthermore, aside from double die errors, 2006 also saw the emergence of coins with significant off-center strikes. An off-center strike occurs when a planchet is not properly aligned within the minting machine when the design is imprinted. This misalignment can produce coins where part of the design is cut off or appears off-center, creating a visually fascinating artifact that has become a collector's dream. The creation of these off-center strikes is typically attributed to mechanical failure, an issue where the machinery fails to engage correctly, either due to a malfunction or a lack of proper maintenance. Like other types of minting errors, these coins have a distinct quality, generating considerable interest from collectors who appreciate the unique nature of such problems. As these coins moved from the mint into circulation, some were pulled aside by astute and knowledgeable collectors. They understood the nuances of error coins and the potential they had to command impressive sums in the marketplace. Over time, collectors have uncovered various combinations of errors, including those with both double die and off-center strikes, allowing them to piece together collections that featured some of the rarest variations possible. The allure of the 2006 1-cent coin only compounds when you consider the dynamic between rarity, desirability, and historical context in coin collecting. The market always rewards those who are willing to embrace the thrill of discovery, and as word spread about the remarkable 2006 1-cent coins featuring manufacturing errors, demand grew among both amateur and seasoned collectors alike. In turn, this burgeoning interest translated into real financial value, as prices climbed in relation to the limited supply of these error coins. Interestingly, the landscape of the numismatic world has changed dramatically due in part to the internet, which has enabled enthusiasts to connect and share information about noteworthy finds. Online forums, social media groups, and auction sites serve as platforms where collectors gather to discuss their discoveries and share tips on hunting down particularly rare and desirable coins. This exchange of knowledge often brings together individuals from around the world, giving passionate collectors access to resources and communities that may have been previously inaccessible. As a result, the hunt for error coins, like those from 2006, has transformed into a collective experience that fosters excitement as individuals work together to unveil the next hidden gem. Prices for these coins, especially those showcasing errors, have continued to soar as more collectors learn about their existence and actively seek them out. The spectacle of competitive bidding at auctions illustrates just how valuable these unique coins can be, as the dramatic interplay of supply and demand elevates them to prices that often defy initial expectations. The moment a well-preserved 2006 1-cent coin with a significant error appears at auction, collectors gather in anticipation, eager to secure their chance to own a piece of history that may include errors inspired by various factors, such as shifts in production processes or technical glitches faced on the mint floor. The tension runs high, and the excitement is palpable. In the world of currency and collectibles, the idea of value transcends mere monetary worth. It encompasses historical significance, cultural relevance, and emotional attachment. For many collectors, acquiring these error coins is akin to holding a tangible piece of history. There's a sense of satisfaction that comes with carefully curating a collection and uncovering the stories behind each item, taking pride in owning pieces that reflect the rich narrative of the nation's currency. The fascinating aspect of coins lies in their potential to encapsulate moments in time, and in the case of the 2006 1-cent coin, each piece embodies the experiences of those involved in its creation, ever so storied in the annals of minting errors made over the years. As we consider the factors behind the remarkable valuation of the 2006 pennies, we must remember to appreciate that our knowledge surrounding coin collecting only continues to grow. Emerging technologies in the field of coin production, as well as educational resources developed for both seasoned collectors and newcomers, ensure that the understanding of the history and intricacies of coinage continues to evolve, bringing new enthusiasts into this unique world. The meticulous nature of grading coins continues to be a pivotal element in the appraisal and valuation of rare specimens. In the case of error coins, professional grading services assess their quality, pointing out factors such as preservation and visual appeal, ultimately influencing their market prices. Coins graded as being in excellent condition, free from blemishes, scratches, or extensive wear, are prized among collectors, leading to premium valuations at auction. Understanding these grading systems becomes essential for any individual looking to make informed purchases or sales in the numismatic market. Furthermore, now more than ever, the role of authenticity cannot be overstated, as counterfeit coins present a genuine challenge to collectors in navigating this sometimes treacherous landscape. The steady rise of counterfeit coins may cause prospective buyers to approach the market with caution, often seeking expert verification of authenticity before making significant investments. However, as education continues to develop within the collecting community, individuals have become more adept at spotting fakes and recognizing telltale signs that may indicate a counterfeit item. As part of the larger conversation about authenticity in collectibles, it is important to remain vigilant while also fostering a supportive environment where enthusiasts can learn from one another. The community aspect of coin collecting enhances the overall experience, as collectors share insights, information, and resources, contributing to the growth of an ever-evolving network devoted to preserving and celebrating numismatic history. As we explore how the 2006 1-cent coin commands such astonishing values, it is equally captivating to ponder the impact of broader economic trends on the collectibles market. Economic fluctuations can influence consumer behavior, leading some collectors